The 10 weird roller coasters you won't believe exist. Take a spin on these thrilling but strange roller coasters. Rob Alve, a roller coaster critic and fan, discusses the world's wackiest roller coasters. Roller coasters are highly effective in attracting thrill seekers and daredevils to receive that rapid shot of adrenaline. Whether you're slowly mounting a 300-foot chain, lift hill, or bursting out of the station faster than a sports car on the Autobahn, the tallest and fastest roller coaster in the vicinity is usually the highlight of any amusement park. Perhaps theme parks promote the number of times their roller coaster flips or the amount of time a ride exposes riders to extreme G-forces. We've compiled a list of the strangest and most impressive roller coasters. The roller coasters listed here are the most gut-wrenching and heart-pounding thrill rides available to thrill seekers. We found some clips that will give you an idea of what to anticipate. Have fun or don't. We've compiled a list of the 10 weirdest roller coasters you'll ever see. Number 10. Texas Tornado. The Texas Tornado is a steel roller coaster at Amarillo's Wonderland amusement park. Hopkins Rides, a North American water ride manufacturer, built the first coaster. At a trade fair cocktail party, the design for Texas Tornado was scrawled on a napkin. During the park's off-season in 2009, the majority of the course was repainted from white to red, white, and blue. Before heading down the first drop, riders must first climb the chain lift hill beside the highway to the coaster's highest point of 80 feet, 24.4 meters. Following the plunge, the train accelerates through a 72-foot, 30-meter vertical loop before continuing along an elevated, virtually level length of track with a minor rightward dip. The train descends and to the left, then ascends and to the left again, heading towards the second 52-foot, 15.8 m steep vertical loop. The train descends and through a 13 ft or m deep, 200 ft, 61 m long tunnel after the second loop before climbing back to the brake run. Number 9. Montana Suiza. The Steel Scenic Railway roller coaster Monta Suiza, the Swiss mountain in English, is located at Monte Igelo Amusement Park on the coast of San Sebastian, Spain. Erich Heydrich, a German engineer, designed and built it, and it first opened at the site in 1928. It is the world's oldest steel roller coaster that is still in operation. Like other scenic railways, the trip was constructed with wooden running tracks and a trough. The trough is made of concrete and is partially set into the environment. The ride is devoid of the scenic railway's usual supporting trestles. Instead, the track runs through depressions in the earth and, at one point, along the top of a coastal wall. At an unspecified later period, the running rails were replaced with steel. The roller coaster is operated by two trains, each consisting of two 2x5 passenger cars. Like the scenic trains in Margate, UK, Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach, UK, and Luna Park, Melbourne, the carriages are made of wood and ride on steel bogies. Each train has a brakeman on board who controls the train's speed. Number 8. Tranen. The Crane. Tranen is a suspended roller coaster in the Skara Sommerland amusement park in Sweden. S&S Worldwide, formerly S&S, Sansei Technologies, built the ride as the company's first free-fly model and was first opened to the public in May 2009. The journey starts with a left out of the station. 9. The train descends a small dip into a succession of helices and track inversions after reaching the top of the 57-foot tall, 17 m chain lift hill, one clockwise and one anti-clockwise. The vehicles remain vertical for the most of the ride, with only minor banking occurring on various curves. Riders do not experience classic roller coaster inversions as a result. Following the ride, images taken during the ride can be purchased. Tranen has 4 trains, each of which is made up of 2 bobsleigh-style vehicles. Each of these cars seats 4 persons in a row and is suspended from a cantilevered support structure in the middle. The 2 vehicles, which are positioned on opposite sides of a roller coaster track, are equipped with an air suspension system that allows for smooth longitudinal rotations. Ride Entertainment Group installed the ride. Number 7. New Wild Mouse. The Wild Mouse is a type of roller coaster that uses single-car vehicles to handle steep, unbanked bends. Wild Mouse roller coasters are often modest in size and lack inversions, as riders like the thrill of rapid direction changes. Because of these traits, the Wild Mouse has become highly popular at traveling fairs. Many amusement parks include permanent installations as well. Wild Mouse is a must-ride coaster at Hershey Park, according to thrill seekers. As this coaster scurries over a course of tight bends, dramatic drops, and tense turns, you'll have a frantic sense of falling. Cars are frequently constructed to be wider than the track in order to give the impression that they are dangling over the edge. Small hills and bunny hops are common in the lower sections of the circuit. Wild mouse coasters were first introduced in the 1950s, and after a period of decline in the 1980s, new developments and layout designs in the late 1990s led to a comeback in popularity. Number 6. Powder Keg. Powder Keg. A blast into the wilderness, also known as Powder Keg, is a steel-launched roller coaster in Branson, Missouri. The attraction was built by S&S Sansei Technologies and installed by Ride Entertainment Group in 2005 when it first opened to the public. Powder Keg is Silver Dollar City's longest ride. The lift hill structure from the former Buzzsaw Falls water coaster, which was produced by Premier Rides and replaced by Powder Keg, was repurposed for the new ride to save money on building costs. Other nods to the former attraction may be found in the queue line's thematic features, such as an old Buzzsaw Falls car lodged in the ceiling of the first queue building and a piece of old Buzzsaw track jutting out of the queue building's roof. The journey begins when the train leaves the station slowly. The track then shifts to the left. The train is then maneuvered into position before taking off. It then ascends an airtime hill before being dropped and placed into another hill. It then enters the chain lift, turning left on the track left from Buzzsaw Falls. It is raised, followed by a pre-drop, a turn, and the final drop. After passing through a helix, you'll enter the brake run. Number 5. Cobra. Cobra is a sit-down shuttle roller coaster in Lipperswil, Thurgau, Switzerland, located at Coney Land. There is only one train with 9 cars. A total of 18 riders are arranged in a single row 2 across. Pax Company was in charge of its construction. The ride begins with a vertical loop and ends with the world's only scorpion tail. With a length of nearly 700 feet, 215 meters, a 137-foot-high, somewhat overhanging drop tower, a loop, 2 camelbacks, and the scorpion tail, the Cobra is surely a one-of-a-kind coaster. The most major alteration is a redesigned seat row configuration. Except for the first and last cars of the train, all cars have 2 rows of seats facing each other. Guests can not only sit face-to-face during the voyage, but they can also ride forward or backward with this unique configuration. Number 4. Star Trek. At Movie Park Germany in Bottrop, Germany, there is a steel-launched roller coaster called Star Trek Operation Enterprise. The attraction was built by the German company Mack Rides and launched to the public on May 24, 2017, although the official opening ceremony was held on June 14, 2017. The ride is based on the television series Star Trek: The Next Generation. A pre-show with multiple elements, such as a 3D mapping effect and various themed rooms, is included in the ride. I Am a Score, based in Paderborn, Germany, provided the musical score for the ride. The train then passes through a series of tiny hills before turning right into the corkscrew's last inversion. The train reaches the final brake run after the corkscrew before making a right turn back into the station. Number 3. Ice Mountain. Ice Mountain is a steel-spinning roller coaster owned by Mellors Group, a UK-based fairground operator. It was created by French manufacturer Reverchon. In the year 2000, the roller coaster debuted at Fantasy Island. For the 2016 season, it was relocated within the park. On March 12, 2016, it reopened. It was decommissioned after that season and replaced by an identical roller coaster operated by Mellors Group, which had purchased Fantasy Island earlier that year. The new roller coaster was known as Fantasy Mouse, while this one was known as Magic Mouse, at Dreamland Margate from May 26 to January 2018. Trains with only one car. A total of 4 riders per car are arranged 4 abreast in a single row. Number 2. Lost Coaster of Superstition Mountain. The Lost Coaster of Superstition Mountain is a wooden roller coaster designed after a mine shaft that may be seen in Indiana Beach in Monticello, Indiana. It was the final coaster built by Custom Coasters International, CCI. They had also begun work on the New Mexico Rattler at Cliffs Amusement Park, but went bankrupt before finishing it. The ride is unique in that it uses an elevator instead of the more standard lift hill to transport the cars to the top of the track. Due to the near closeness of passengers to the themed mountain elements of the ride, CCI built new cage-enclosed vehicles. A 2-car train can carry up to 8 persons at once. In each automobile, 2 people face forward and 2 people face backward. Number 1. Hexenbesen. Hexenbesen is a steel-suspended flying roller coaster located in Thale, Saxony-Anhalt, Germany, at Erlebniswelt Seilbahn in Thale. You must weigh 65 kg or less to ride this coaster. This ride is one of a kind because it is a single-rail flying roller coaster that is also suspended. It's also a self-operated ride that doesn't require an operator. Riders ascend a flight of steps and enter the tube on their stomachs. There are no restraints. You can only hold yourself together by the bars in the car's front glass. You place a token in the box on your left and press the start button when the light turns green. There are 2 automobiles. For a total of 1 rider per car, cyclists are lined up in a single row. Okay, that concludes today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you've made it this far through the video. In the following one, I'll see you again.